Back in our dating days, the first time I invited my wife over was to watch a movie, the Errol Morris documentary Vernon, Florida. The following week, she invited me over to her place to watch a movie, Killer Condom. My kind of girl. Welcome to Exploitation Reviews, and me, Rob, and today I'm taking a look at Killer Condom from 1996. This is a German trash classic about a gay detective who is hunting a condom monster. A monster who has a taste for, well, I bet you can guess. So it's a bit crazy. And all of that crazy is based on this comic book, Kondom des Grauens, by the German comic book artist Ralf König. This was the first book I ever read in German, and what's particularly interesting about this particular book is on the inside of it, Ralf König himself drew me some original artwork and signed it for me, for my birthday. That's pretty cool. So between my dating history and the fun artwork that I have, I'm a little bit biased with this movie, but that doesn't really matter. Let's check it out. We open at the Hotel Quickie. A professor has brought a failing student here for a little extra credit. She's at first not very into the idea, but she comes around. Before the professor can come around, the condom he puts on has a little snack. The bloody braces is a nice touch. After a few more credits, we meet our hero, Detective Luigi Macaroni. His captain tells him that 4, rigatoni noodles have been bitten off at the Hotel Quickie, and he puts Luigi on the case. Luigi heads over to the Hotel Quickie, and we quickly learn that he is familiar to the denizens of this fine establishment. He runs across an old lover, Bob, now Babette. Macaroni and Babette had an encounter at some point in the past, and Babette is still stuck on Luigi. But Luigi says he doesn't remember the time they were together. It was a drunken 5 minutes. Better to just forget about it and move on. But Bob can't forget about it or move on. Luigi also catches the eye of a young working boy, Billy, who he invites up to a room. At first, Billy isn't too sure about being with a cop, but there's more to Luigi Macaroni than his detective badge.
Das sind ja exakt 32 Zentimeter.
But before our boys can have too much fun, Billy notices one of the condoms is moving. They investigate and it attacks. Poor Luigi loses one of his 2 raviolis, but luckily for him, his rigatoni is still attached. While he's recovering at the hospital, the killer condom enjoys an all-you-can-eat banquet at the Hotel Quickie. 13 more people lose their penne rigatas. After he is released from the hospital, Luigi is surprised to find Billy waiting for him at his apartment. He ends up sending him away, but the seeds of romance have been planted. True, Luigi has half as many seeds as before, but that's still more than enough. He continues his investigation and even sets up some hidden cameras at the Hotel Quickie, so naturally I can't show you very much of what he sees. Which is too bad because it is pretty funny.
Jetzt weg mit dem Ding. Na los! Scheiße, war wohl ein normales Kondom. Tja, sorry, tut mir leid wegen der Störung. Könnt ruhig weitermachen. Ach ja, würde ich nicht mehr benutzen. Ist ein Loch drin.
One night, in a scene straight out of Psycho, Babette comes over to Luigi Macaroni's house and threatens him with a knife. One thing leads to another, and the two manage to kill the killer condom. But it turns out it's not the killer condom, it's a killer condom. These things are artificial, and there are many more out there. But who's making these things, and what's the purpose? Well, that's enough out of me as far as plot goes. Let's talk some highlights. Well, as you can probably tell already, this movie is pretty wild and pretty funny. It's a nice send-up of the American film noir genre. The grizzled, hard-boiled detective is on the case in a seedy neighborhood. There's some past drama with an old lover. He gets involved with a working girl, in this case, a working boy. And the three of them team up against a larger evil. We've seen all of this before, but it's nice to see it here with a funny, gay twist. But what really makes the movie worth watching, though, is the characters. This is a satire, but unlike most satires, the characters here are all three-dimensional and likable. Luigi, his old lover, his new one, his partner, they all have their character arcs, which are interesting and suitably dramatic, all the while not getting in the way of the humor. And the humor, by the way, works way more often than it doesn't. True, I mean, this movie is about a killer condom, so it's pretty stupid, but it's a good stupid. It's well acted and well photographed stupid. The movie has a colorful, fun look, not unlike a comic book, I suppose. But even though the movie is more than just a stupid creature feature, it's still not perfect. Like a diminutive detective with exactly 32 centimeters, it has some shortcomings. Well, maybe it's because I'm an American, but I think Killer Condom could have been trimmed just a bit. Just snip a tiny off the top. I mean, at an hour and 47 minutes, it's a bit long for a creature feature. There's really no reason for this thing to be longer than an hour and 30. But beyond that, though, I don't have much to complain about. It gets maybe a little preachy at the end, but I don't really care about that too much. I do kind of wish it was a touch trashier. I mean, I know that's like a totally crazy thing to say, considering the kind of movie we're talking about, but the comic just has wall-to-wall nudity, and we don't have wall-to-wall nudity here. There's almost none. And I know comic book art is different from live action, so I'm not asking for wall-to-wall nudity, but maybe just
exakt 32 Zentimeter.